Have you ever been in an argument with your spouse and you know you're right? It's clear as day to you and obvious to anyone that you're right. You argue for hours on end and eventually your spouse will give in and agree with you. Did you win? In the end, all you did was beat your spouse down. This next concept I'm going to give to you can improve the dynamics of your marriage. Sometimes you have to be wrong to be right, which means even if it's obvious to us that we are right, it doesn't matter. For the sake of our marriage, we can be wrong. If we're not able to do this, it's because we have something that has ruined many relationships. Do you know what that is? It's our ego. There are many negative traits that can ruin a marriage, such as anger, mistrust, control issues, but many of them come from one thing: our egos. Giving in and agreeing with our spouse, even when you deep down disagree, can completely change the dynamics. And it doesn't have to be a big issue. For example, the sink in my kitchen gets very full, and for months my wife begged me not to put the knives in the sink because she was afraid she would cut herself when she washed the dishes. I wasn't doing it because I like everything to be off the counter. I'm a little bit of a neat freak. Then one day I said to myself, "Self, why am I making such a big deal about this? Just put the damn knives on the counter and not in the sink." Immediately, I felt that ego peel right off of me, and it made my wife so happy. And it's not just the knives out of the sink that made her happy. It's also that I listened to her. Think about a situation you have been in where if you just let go of your ego and do it for the sake of the marriage, how the outcome would have changed. I'd rather be wrong or just give in and have an awesome marriage than be right just for the sake of my ego. It's almost like what I teach my kids when walking across the street. It doesn't matter if you have the legal right of way. If a car hits you, being right doesn't do you much good if you're dead. Sometimes you have to be wrong to be right, because when you value your marriage more than your ego, you'll have a marriage that's fired up. I'll see you next week.